Big up on a nice, clean self. Graduates, I see you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. What are we gonna jump on here fast? What are we gonna reach quickly? Let me big up the people in the class. Remember that once you are in the class, that you mark yourself on the register and like up the live. Big up yourself, Marenchas, girl, so nice. Nama, I see you. Let me pin that comment right away. We about for go down in the things them, you know. And today is not a day when uno I go see my face. Hello, those of you who are in the UK, uno kindly remind me when at 9 o'clock. Me keep an eye on the time too, you know, but remind me when at 9 o'clock because me just rub up 2 more pudding. I mean, if I go downstairs and put the custard on the top, yeah. I mean, I want my pudding them burn. So I want to try remind me, my loves. But say I'm not going to keep you guys waiting for so much longer because I really want to tackle this. I'm telling you, I've got a burning feeling in the pit of my stomach. And tonight is going to be a different kind of night. Oh, yes. So anyway, let me welcome my students, my graduates. Let's go all the way to the top of the list. Lord Jesus. I wonder if we can get all the way to the top because the way them this thing, the amount of comments are there. So Shy Trini, big up yourself. I see you. Kathy Wallace, good afternoon or good evening. Vanessa, big up yourself. Good evening, my lovely wicked people. Hello, everyone. Boy, oh boy, a whole heap of wicked people about. Andreen, big up yourself. Country life, nice. You're waiting long time. I know. I was baking, guys. I was baking. That's why I put the time up on my page just to get people more circumference. Do you understand? Stacy, big up yourself. Daily musings, your eye them wide open. Baba, what you look for? Suzette Bennett, good afternoon. Nicola Dixon, big up yourself. Cocoa Puffs, yes, you're here for it, my lovely. That's right. Lita Travels, big up yourself. Blessed One, blessings. Know your English grammar is present. Yes, you are actually early. Charms World, big up yourself. Pearl Tingle, adding fuel to fire. Bloggers need to get a grip. Pearl Tingle, who's adding fuel to fire? Who is? Who is really? And you know, I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna keep you right there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pin your backside. Let me just pin you right there. So, me a pin you. Stay right there. Okay? Sit and take in this class. Because I think this one is definitely going to apply to you. Janet Galloway, good evening. Kathleen Sterling, big up yourself. Who else am I missing? M. Stain, my member, big up yourself. Green Lettuce, you catch a live to Roscoe. All right. Sanika, big up yourself. Dion McLean, good evening. Curleen Richards, hello. Trisha K, big up yourself. Janet Galloway's, guys, as you come in, please register yourself. Thank you so much for that. Country Life, nice. No name calling. Thank you for remembering the rules of HTK's class. Do not type anybody's names in the comments. Of course, you know, we have pseudonyms and nicknames that we use for such people. When I mention them, those are the ones that you are free to use. Otherwise, no legal or legitimate names should be mentioned, okay? Jenny Tom, big up yourself. Kathleen Sterling, I see you. Charlene Allen, good afternoon. Linda G. Bless, good evening. Paulette Manning, big up yourself. Charmaine Walker, big up yourself. Star Trist, I couldn't find you. Now you found me, my lovely. Yvette Sharp, Nadine Jackson, CB, Lord Jesus, me can't keep up, Joan Foster. So much people over here. Paulette Youngs, big up yourself. Norma, big up yourself. I've already bigged up Norma. She's my renter. Carrie, wagwan, girl, wagwan. It's nice to see the regular faces. And Boo, big up yourself. Cut and Fold Cakes. And for those of you who don't know, please, now you know. Cut and Fold Cakes, one of the best bakers out there. Please follow her page. Subscribe to her. Her name is Tina Bent. Okay? Don't get it twisted. A different kind of level. She can bake, and I know that for a fact. Violet Smickle, big up yourself. Flavia Vasso and Joycey Rowe. Who else? All right, we can't start now. So DMG did a live today, and that was the long-awaited live. I did tell you guys on my Facebook page that I was not about to come out immediately, that I was going to take my time and observe to see who was the really clever ones on this social media street. Who were the ones who could pick out sense out of nonsense? I sat back and I observed, I watched, I listened. And I didn't just watch the regulars. I watched the haters. I watched the in-betweeners. I watched the ones on our sides. I looked for your reactions. Yeah, I did. And it was a fascinating watch. And I said I would not come out until the queen of social media herself replied. And for those of you who are offended by that title, this class isn't for you. Because whether you want to admit it or not, that is who she is. Yeah. So, when DMG came out, I was out on the road actually, and then I started getting pings. You need to be over there. You need to go. Planka Bass, go to that channel. Me say, all right. When I reach over there, because it's so nice. Welcome to gift membership. When I reach over there and I started to listen, I was like, oh my God, here we go. But you know what I'm going to say? I know some of you people are going to come out and say, this is going to cause war. This is going to cause grievance. People are going to get up in their feelings. The debacle on social media will never stop. There's always going to be this conflict because nobody wants to make peace. Any of you who says this, you guys have no understanding about what historically has taken place. But also you have no understanding of the language that was used to dupe each and every one of you who thinks that that tea lady actually gave an apology. She didn't. It was not ever an apology. And that's the part that a lot of you missed because she used language for dance circles around summer owner. But you can't do that over here in this class. I watched the halfway house production of a so-called peacemaking move play out in front of your eyes. And some of you lapped it up like dogs to your own vomit, thinking that, oh my God, she's finally apologized. Oh my God, she's trying to do the right thing. Oh my God, finally this is going to come to an end. Excuse me. If you had any iota of intelligence at all, you'd realize that literally every other line was an insult. Every other line was a disrespect. It was the most hypocritical, double-standard, tongue-in-cheek, twice-tongued, double-sided, everything you want to say, speech I have ever heard. And you people out there talking about she apologized, she's making a step, are truly illiterate. And she knows it. This is a thing. She knows it. But you know something, graduates, you know what really surprised me? And me no know how in God's name me live for see the day when me I go say this. But me have to be honest. The one person what me think was going to be jumping up and bawling out about flying monkeys. Flying monkeys. That was the best live you ever did in your entire career on social media. The best live you ever did. You hear what me say to you? Them a go beat you. And all of the tea lady miscreants, them a go come for you. And them a go tell you say you sell out. And them a go tell you say you betray. But that was the only truth from top to bottom you have ever spoken. And me know for a fact that bun her more than anything because she thought that you were one of her puppets. She thought you would remain her puppets. Flying monkeys. But may I tell you straight, so you spoke the truth. Mm-hmm. Everything that was said in that woman's speech was an insult. It was an insult to DMG. It was an insult to YMK. It was an insult to all the names that were called, with the exception of one. Because I'm not going to twist and malign things for advantage. I'm going to tell you how it is. That apology that was given to Dimes, that was an apology. That part to Dimes was an actual apology. That one. Everything else, it was an insult or a manipulative play. How dare you feel you can claim that you are wanting people to take accountability, to move on, to recognize that you are an original, to give you a break from all of this. And at the same time, you are dismissing and disrespecting all the other bloggers who you claim are zero and mean nothing. I know say, yeah, put me in there, you know. But me don't want to ratings for you. But you see, all the other bloggers, they are zero and nothing. You are not smart. You are less than smart. Because you don't realize that us small-time bloggers, us tiny folk, are a part of the fabric that lifts the brand of DMG. And if you insult one, you insult all. And you're therefore not playing the game right at all. Hmm? You can't want to patch up your past with all of those, what I call, oh boy. When I listened to it, I laughed. You know, I listened to it with my graduates, you know. And we laugh. Me say, here there. Oh, what is father? None of that no make no sense. And you know what was ridiculous? How it is that she makes herself out to be this victim, this person who has been targeted and tormented. But yet, we have things like this on social media. I'm going to just pull up one example. Just one example of that miscreant behavior, where it is that you are far from victim, where it is that you are the person who is dashing all of the bullets and I try all of the tear down campaign that you possibly can. Huh? Look on this. Can we all see? Look at this. Can we all see? Wanna look in? Look at this. Hmm? So let us read. Let us read this comment. Donna's attitude has tainted the act of being charitable and has sullied what philanthropy is all about. The idea of giving a pail of milk and then kicking it over, if proper glory isn't given to her in return, is sad. Even to be selective about who is treated humanely is rather worse. Don't kick a man when he is down. You said you don't know me like that, but me and others certainly know you. Yes, me bad mind. Yes, me this. Yes, me that. But the fact of the matter is you must treat people with whom you are helping with a little class and dignity. We were all put on this earth to help each other. And for those of you loggerheads who are missing the point I am making, you won't know until it has happened to you or your loved ones. If she isn't helping, don't help. But don't humiliate people pulling them further down. It is classless and tactless. Yes, come for my character and come for my personal life all you want, but this, anything you want to call me, is talking facts. I have never helped anyone who has turned around and said, me sorry, me take it, or Tina Chin make me feel like a dog. Ever. This is from your page, T-Girl. Don't waste your time coming below my post to rebuke this sinner. Funny, but your talk now of female empowerment is so convenient. Just because T-Girl is critiquing the wrongs of another woman. Empowerment that I needed when many of you, same ones, were being entertained with my flaws, sending threats while hanging my lady parts out to be reassembled. Charity should not be tainted with the attitude of someone whose ego makes it all about them. Yes, she signed her name. Right? And that was from my base story. So don't think that I'm the one who posted it. But just to show you that none of your behaviors out here goes unnoticed. None of your behaviors out here goes unnoticed. And that's not the only thing that you are known of doing. Putting together all these spills and then you delete them afterwards and clear up your page. Saying all the nastiest things about the lady. Expecting her to basically accept your comments as though they are constructive criticism. When in fact, all you are doing is maligning her character. All you're doing is maligning her character, tainting her charitable acts, and making her seem as though she is not worthy. Let's not forget the GoFundMe that you had the audacity to establish, and with your full name at that. This GoFundMe that you had the gall, this petition that you had the gall to show on what you call it, change.org, with a picture of the nails in your car tire, as though it has anything to do with Donna Marigo, that you have a punctured tire, like you have any proof at all. These are the kind of paranoid, schizophrenic acts that you do, and then you go back and you delete and you clear up your page. And every time you get push out, you go back in and you tidy up your page and you hide something else and you delete something, but your track record out just a stink. And it can't hide. Oi, I'm a pudding time. Hold on. Thank you. Let me share this. When I go and read the paragraph here, me soon come. I go put on something for the pudding and come back. I'm back. No, sir. Una good as goal. I wanna move. No, sir. Una good as goal. I went and sorted it out, guys. I sorted it out. I put the pudding, the pudding on the top, the custard on the top. And so. Right, make me read this. My name is Marion Tina Chin Walters. And as the business owner of Tina Chin Cakes, Tina Chin Pop-Up Cake Shop, and an advocate for the voiceless, I have been negatively impacted by the actions of Donna Marie Go and her massive following on social media. Go, who hails from, has presented herself to the public as a humanitarian for people by collecting funds from donors via Western Union, MoneyGram, and GoFundMe, are scouted from within the Amy view. Me never know what that. Look at the bad English. Whilst exposing these candidates to public humiliation, dehumanization for financial gain. Look at that part. Dehumanization for financial gain. Social media likes and popularity. As an observer on social media, I have been outspoken about her very questionable actions towards the poor and needy people of Jamaica and how these recipients are scouted from within her MT, that's Mountain View, neighborhood, which has exposed me. So listen now, you're saying that the recipients were scouted. Scouted being a derogatory term for coached. That's what you're saying. All right. You then linked this whole thing of her charity to this, that you have been exposed. So you see that word where you start with, which has, you are linking it. You are saying her charity has resulted in exposing you to death threats, cyber stalking, cyber bullying, constant trolling of you, your children over the last few years since she started this charity. All of that you say about the lady. Go has taken to her platform to slander my products. I have never heard that. Never heard her slander your products. Graduates, please, tell me if I'm wrong. Have you ever heard this lady slander her products? Please, tell me. What have I missed? You understand? Liquor Brata, if you don't know, there was an apology. There was one. Just go and listen. All right? Good. Countless of past donors and viewers of this Good Deeds program have also been threatened and trolled by Donna's followers. Therefore, she's implying, just by saying Donna's followers, straight away she implies that the lady lady's very presence and her charity cause people to be threatened and trolled. Not their own behavior. Not the fact that they're viciously attacking the lady and people decide that they're going to take up things in their own hands and run out upon them, Them just innocently stand up there and so people just come for them. Their families' pictures, including children and grandchildren, have been exposed to the worst cyber trolling in history. Now, this part I've got nothing to say about. Because you know me, I am not into doxing. I don't believe in it. But this is some people's style. You understand? All right. My car tires have been flattened using nail guns 2 days in a row. House windows broken. False reports made to Customs and Border Enforcement and to the FBI in retaliation of me defending the dignity of these recipients on her program. This antagonizing of me and my business has been ruthless and ongoing for the past 3 years. Now, I'm not going to comment. Maybe these things happened to her. I don't know. But what's this got to do with DMG? Why in goodness name are you not taking to task the people who may have done these things to you? Why are you coming out and saying that it is DMG who needs to be stopped because of the actions of randoms? Where is your evidence that this has anything to even do with DMG, considering your long-standing history of negativity and enmity across social media? Who to tell if it's that people from way back down in your past are come back or haunt you? All people have to do is Google. One such victim of this good deeds program was placed on her knees by neighborhood confidants. Here they. No, you tell me something. How you so sure they're her confidants, ma'am? And forced to apologize for going against policies. Who tells you those were her policies, ma'am? Even if an apology was forced, who tell you it have anything to do with DMG and her choices and decisions? Somehow una go like no know how get around, you know. Me come from uptown and me have seem to have more understanding than you know. It was said that the victim became friendly with one of the donors and proceeded to collect on money sent without Gow's knowledge. Oh, you know all of that. The victim later told tales of punishment, which included a beating from men in the neighborhood. Video provided upon request. Look at that. Do you have a video of the beating? Which video you have? And if so, was DMG doing anything? Was she there? What evidence do you have? Hardcore evidence that you have. And if you have such evidence, ma'am, why you not go to the police? If you have such evidence, why don't you go to the correct legal channels and criminal channels? Victims number 2 and 3 were a couple residing in said community. They were both manhandled and forced to sit and publicly apologize to Donna Go during one of her infamous Facebook lives. I saw that live. I certainly didn't see any manhandling. I certainly didn't see DMG doing anything but chatting on our live when people turn up there with people. What that have to do with the lady? How you so sure? Where is your evidence that she has anything to do with this? You even admitted here that it was during one of her lives. So how can she be orchestrating when she sit down there so just a chat as usual? This apology came from an altercation also captured on video where the female Jane Doe was defending property she owned that Go wanted to borrow. Based on the couple's body language, both display signs of being under duress. Area. So wait, from which part you don't know? You can check and see if somebody under duress. And even if, let me ask you something. Even if this situation happened, how do you know it has anything to do with DMG, who, as far as I can tell, was blatantly sitting down there talking to everybody in Planka Shop when the people them turn up? This is a thing. You see this, the way some of you argue things and how you twist things for your advantage. You miss facts because you are so clouded by your negative energy and your intention to defame and to slander. You miss facts, and the court has no interest in your opinion. They have no interest in your opinion. They only want to hear facts, things that can be proven. And you cannot prove any of these accusations that you have made. And this damning black and white print in itself put a nail in your coffin. Yeah, it has. And please, I am using that figuratively before you go saying, oh, that's a threat. Is that you're good for? Big up yourself, ping ping. All I can say is you cannot come out here claiming that you are making an apology to Dimes and then claim you are not going to apologize to YMK and you're not going to apologize to DMG, but you're willing to put things in the past and move on. You think it's so easy to hangnail those things that you have put out there that are still lingering? Have you gone backwards and cleaned up your dirty act? Have you gone backwards and removed all of this track record of filth that you have left across the lady's brand, every direction that you have gone and made nasty comments. Look at it. It's everywhere. And it's not just on your page. It has been screenshotted and placed in different bloggers' corners. The last live I did where you had the audacity to turn up in my classroom. Make the graduates them rub and scrub you. And I had to do the same. You did not even have the dignified presence to explain your intentions. You came with the same dirty tea-girl habits that has landed you in this position. Ready for dip up under and call out people in terms of what them look like. Because you are of that superficial substance. That the first thing you do, go you favor this, you look like that, you fat like, you this, that. And those are the kind of people that you have bred on social media. The type of people who can't look below the surface and see the deeper things in life. All they're preoccupied with is the superficial nonsense because you yourself have displayed a lack of depth and integrity. So it's okay for you to do those things. And the evidence was right there on my life that this is where you go. I tell you that all you do is you go guttural because you can't argue on a certain level. You can't represent yourself without the disrespect. I knew you were going to go off into your car and start making noise around my name. I ain't even fought by you. I didn't even watch it. My people them tell me I don't even look because honestly, not worth my time. No. I have watched you track left, right, and center on these social media streets every single person who was anti-DMG and present yourself. Do you know you made a Freudian slip? For those of you who don't know what a Freudian slip is, a Freudian slip is when you say something that you really want to say, but you had no intention of saying it. Do you know you made a Freudian slip? You know, in your attempt to appear aloof and arrogant, when you came out claiming that, oh, I am better than all of those people. They are zero and I am hero. I'm not quoting you. I'm putting it into my words. You really and truly were telling your allies exactly what you thought about them. That was your Freudian slip. You were letting certain people who always are in your corner know you don't rate them. You don't rate them. You have no respect for them. You see them as less than and you use them as pawns. You use them as pawns to curse for you, to do your dirty work, so that you can build your brand and rise like a phoenix. But instead, right now, you're rising like a jankro. You let out exactly what you thought about every single one of those people who have been busy defending you. You know that they're small-minded. You know why? You know why you know? Because you know, so your behavior out here has been despicable. And you can't understand how none of them no see it. And just do exactly what you want them to do so. And you know what is weird? How you are there on their pages supporting them when they're busy going soandso-cakes.com. And you never once big them up on your page and you don't share them. And you don't highlight them. And you don't advertise for them. And you don't help them grow. And you have all of them a try help you grow. Like a set of holly button. Walk for nothing. That is what you have them doing. And you particularly like to target the vulnerable. The people who are mentally and emotionally weak. They have to feel rejected from DMG. And that's when you recruit. Yes. That's when you recruit. When you feel rejection, you are suddenly T-Girl's best friend. It just takes that one thing in common. You know, say me go on DMG live and me say something where DMG never like. And DMG run me out of Planka shop. I hate Terry, see? And straight away, you're in our camp. Straight away, you're in our camp. You know, say, me call DMG and me tell her how she for run her charity. And she run me off of the phone like dog. I hate Terry, see? All of a sudden, you and T-Girl are best friend. You see that the DMG there, and she sell them bully for earthquake cake. I can't stand her. And that's you, T-Girl best friend. But what I don't realize is that while she was there facilitating you on her lives and stuff, occasionally she might give you an acknowledgement because she somehow wanna go over there, go right up and down, and she blank on you know. She will never propel your careers. She shares nothing in terms of getting you to be established. All you guys are doing is boosting and building her and soothing her and making her feel better. Because you all have bought into this victim blaming thing, this victim thing. Right? You've all bought into it. And some of you are too lazy to go out there and do the research. And this is why small bloggers matter. This is why I was on that Man in the Live's dark. Him live. Man in the Dark live. The mouth go wrong in a wrong way. I laugh. I didn't hear the part about your daughter. I came off then. I must have gone to the toilet. But I heard the rest and it was hilarious. Me, I have no problem. I said that. You are one person I will never ever defend because you give as good as you get. And anything you get out here in these social media streets, it is karma. You are selfish and manipulative in how you handle things. Even by the way you even acknowledge people. It's all about you. And while they're out there busy calling this lady a narcissist who has helped so many others, who has been there for so many others, the real narcissist on here, in my opinion, is you. So what do I think of DMG's response? I thought it was apt. I thought it was honest. I thought it was a true representation of facts. It was a historical recollection of everything that you have done. And you know what you did while that live was manifesting? You went live. You know why? Because you were trying to rescue your audience from paying attention. You offered them a distraction so they wouldn't and couldn't possibly hear the truth. So you tried to make sure that you rescued that tiny percentage that will buy a cake. It was all the truth. Nothing was made up. And all of a sudden, because you have come and made a failed attempt of peacemaking and so-called backhanded apology, because that's what it was. You didn't actually apologize. It was a backhanded one, which means it was no apology. You also accused DMG of exactly the same thing when she also made an attempt to apologize. Because it wasn't 100% a deep apology either. She said, if you're offended. I always tell people that when you're apologizing, if you say if, straight away, it's not an apology. So when you're free not to accept that, she's likewise free not to accept yours. So any of you bloggers who are going to run out here and say, look at DMG, the warmonger. Wanna really cast in the mind back and be historically accurate in the timeline and chronological order of things. Because when DMG also made an attempt to apologize, the whole I wanna run up and down and say, don't accept it. Every single one of you run up and down and say, go with that. Don't accept it. And now all of a sudden, just because she has said it, it must be accepted on a go. This is not about tit for tat. This is about reality. You people are trying to pretend and fake some kind of peace because you guys did not understand what she was saying. She's tired of all of the aggro and the constant emotional workup. Yes. I don't doubt that. She wants to move on. I don't doubt that either. But let me tell you this. You can't want to move on and still be busy throwing daggers at people. Lord Jesus, hold on there. Look here, people. No, sir. Hold on there, people. I forget to do something, you know. I forgot to do. Hold on 1 second there. I'll just stand here. So guys, let me tell you something. All I know is that it is full time we start to take accountability, yes. That it is good to recognize when it is that you have done things out here that has caused offense and that you're a part of the problem. We all are, you know, trust and believe. We all throw shades, we all come out here and cuss. Sometimes we misbehave, sometimes we whatever. But what we're not going to do is to pretend as though we're victims out here. We're not going to pretend as though, oh my God, all this was done to me. No, it's doofy-do. And at the end of the day, it's not just doofy-do. It's also about who do first. You understand? And nobody can look at DMG and said that she first did this where this woman is concerned. You file throat over here a lot of times. But the unfortunate thing is that the person who throw out the file, them hide them lives. So it's never there to refresh the memories of those who are seeking information. It's never there. And that's the unfortunate part. So new recruits come along and they've got no idea about what has taken place. And they fall into your manipulative traps. And they think that you're the victim. And they defend you from morning till night. Some of those fools even run out on my page. Oh, no, wicked. What has she ever done to you? She don't have to do anything to me personally. You know what she do? She tried to tear down one of the best things that have come out of our country for the reason of bad mind and jealousy. She tried to disparage an innocent woman when it comes to how her charities run and her transparency. She tried to ruin the brand of a woman that comes straight out of the ghetto. A plus size, dark skin, ghetto woman, when I got through no whole heap of education, one of those that were written off as a statistic. She tried to put a nail in the coffin of social justice. She tried to crush somebody who deserved the praise. She tried to make her look less than she was. And that resonates with all of us who have felt even a tiny bit of that discrimination. So yes, she do me something. You understand me? She do me something. And that is why so many Planketarians get angry. That is why so many Planketarians get mad. You hear me? Because a lot of them have felt some of that discrimination, some of that talking to, some of that body shaming, some of that shadism. Yes? Pigmentocracy, shadism, colorism, whatever you want to call it. Some of that classism, some of that being dunce. And when you use all of those things to try to tear down somebody, you don't even realize how many other people you're tearing down in the process. And you do it without shame. And you turn around and talk about, oh, not you people on my lives, you know. You really and truly mean it for all of them. You mean it. You mean it. You're just pretending that you don't mean it. Okay. Pearl Tingle, you're on gone. Pearl, I'm glad I tag you for the whole of the class to see. And now that me tag you for the whole of the class to see. You retract your comment and you run gone. You know, say so we deal with no over here. Need Pearl Tingle? When you come out here talking about us bloggers who are trying to make things worse. Now that I've shown you a blatant example of the kind of things that whoever it is that you were defending does out here, I hope you realize that your comment was non-relevant. That your comments had no place over here in this live until you are ready to be woke and stay woke. It sweet me how not one person where she dashed that so-called peacemaking olive branch to even look upon it. Yes, some were either blatantly silent and did not even look, or them come out here and them done you. Yes, it was deserved because it was not genuine, because it was tongue-in-cheek, because it was full of insults. You need to straighten up your arguments. You need to straighten up your arguments. Well, on the people, maybe go lock off the oven. Me soon come. No, sir. I couldn't. Jesus. I'm back. Yes, I'm too. What did them do? Oh my God. You know, the graduates, you're just amazing. Look how they sit down and wait for me for run for me pudding for come out that often. No, sir. All right. I've been talking for a considerable period of time and I've not been paying attention to your comments. I'm going to go backwards now and address some of the comments that are being made. Lord Jesus, let me catch my breath. Up and down the stairs, my loves. Right. Esther says, Esther Booth, my grandbaby's stroller picked up a nail we cannot remove. I wonder who put it. Oh, not bad, so. General Star. Exactly. Big up yourself, Althea. Daddy Kush says, hi, Alexa, because thought she blocked me because I was searching for it. Or we are search for. We do not go over there, go harass the people, let me know. Big up yourself, water, sauces, and more. Big up yourself. Well, the diagnosis was found and cure was prescribed, so no need to pay a psych. So tell me, say what psych eval is needed? Yes, a psych eval is needed for sure. Been watching DMG from 2019 and I never heard of that exactly. I'm lying. She's definitely a troublemaker. T-Girl deleted her IG page. Well, that's a fair business. That are just for temporary, guys. She does those things all the time. When she thinks that she is going to be attacked, in terms of cyberbullying, she goes into herself. She turns off everything, and then she resurfaces when she thinks that it's all good. So don't take that as anything. She's thinking that people are going to mass report her pages and stuff. So she's protecting her online presence. Or she's tidying up her act because she's now aware of the fact that she's one of the big six that will be taken to court. That means that Auntie was under duress too because she was all right. Chanel K. You never say a more righteous thing right there, so. You understand me? Juju says, and DMG was shocked when they turned. She was absolutely shocked. I remember that live. I was very present. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for the super chats. Once she delete the page, she in the background cooking up something. All right, we have seen the pattern, so we're not surprised. She's looking sympathy. When things cool down, she flies out as if DMG is a child looking friends. We've seen it too many times. Too many times, people. Have we seen it? Too many times. And all I'm saying is, how many times are you going to be repetitive? How many times are you going to be so repetitive that you are predictable? And the only people who are not seeing exactly what it is, that it's factual and right in front of their faces, are the new recruits, the people who you manage to twist, the people who are vulnerable mentally and emotionally, who the world can see them slow. Them call them all slow. And it's because them not slow enough. Let me tell you something. You see all the one over England, they're not slow enough. It's just that she's not alert when it comes to internet and social media. You understand me? And she's going to be targeted by the likes of T-Girl. Because T-Girl see her as an easy target because she can run circles around her. Yes? No, man, make my arm. No, burn up my loves. My puddings are looking very nice. I just did 2 of them. Right? So they're out of the oven and cooling. Lovely custard on the top and all these things. I learn how to do it because guess what? Auntie inspire me. 2 times I make pudding in my life and then it come out plucker and terrible. And the 3rd time when I do it after I watch the pudding fever, see how DMG are gonna get the thing. And I know some husband loves sweet potato pudding. I say, no man, as a Jamaican woman, me need to do better. Me have to try till me catch it. And the 3rd time I do it, I'ma put myself in the thing, and rub up that. And it came out perfect. And now me can make pudding with my eye closed. T-Girl, that is ambition. T-Girl, that is progress. T-Girl, that is Tonya and make fashion, T-Girl. I mean, not sell them. Paper, me not sell them. Just for my household, but it is still progress. And every day it's about being a better version of your damn self. And that's the part that you're not getting. It's about being a better version of your damn self. Big up yourself, Dawn. Yes, ma'am, if FedEx yours. It's about being a better version of your past self. You never needed to come out here with that speech. You never needed to do it. You know what you needed to do? Clean up your act. Stop going on pages that's tearing on the woman and joining the pity party. Stop going out there and slandering the woman's name. Focus on your craft. Push out your cake them. Celebrate your own progress. Write another book. Yes? Stay in your lane. Entertain your people, them. Stop dip up your mouth and I need planker shop affairs. Stop recruit people for tear on people out here in the social media streets because you have problem with them. Delete the whole of your fake account and where you run up and down the place and I tell people what to do and what to say. How about that? That's all you needed to do. Then everybody would have realized, well on there. Unina say, say, T-girl now trouble auntie again. Unina see that T-girl not even a call auntie name. She not even not calling auntie name. She not look pa 360. She not look pa 13. She not look over this upon nobody. She not even mention Lady V. She not trouble nobody at all. She just a do her own thing and just a make new cake and she not look pa YMK. Hey, you know see, say that different person out here. That's all you needed to do, woman. That's all you needed to do. Instead of coming out here and representing yourself as a twice-tongued snake. Why bother? You blatantly tear down your own camp by making them know. Big up yourself, Elsa. Thank you for the super chat. By making them know, say, if you not call them name them as zero. I'm glad say the one at England see exactly what me see. If the person them never put a specific person name in the chat, you wouldn't call her name either. And then you know out yourself. A give cake to big deal. And you not even rate her. Because for your name should have come out of your mouth first. First. But you are so obsessed. You are so obsessed with wanting to be a part of something that you felt that you deserve to be a part of. Because you know why you say you feel you deserve to be a part of the group? You want to be a part of the circle. I mean, and the people whose name you call are the circle you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of the circle with YMK. You want to be a part of the circle with DMG. You want to be a part of the circle with Lotian. You want to be a part of the circle with Lady V. You want to be a part of the circle with LaDonna, who you claim are the established. You want to be a part of that, what you consider in your head, you know what you consider them to be? You consider them to be elite. And you want to be accepted. Why? Why not go off and be your own elite? Especially given the fact that you have never been supportive. Even when you did one or two good things way back in the past, big up yourself, Artris. Thank you so much for the super chat. Even when you did something back in the past, you did it with one hand, but behind your back, you had the other hand extended, waiting for take back. And because you felt that these people were getting too big because you reckoned that you were the biggest thing on social media, you know. And then all of a sudden, them start get all of the attention and them start get all of the audience. You thought it should be you. And so the tear down campaign began. This is what you do. And if you look back, you have done it many, many times. Many times to other people. It was that live in the dark that you did, that you have since deleted, that made me dislike you. Yes. I don't hate you, as in I wouldn't see you on the streets and want to harm you. What for? But as a person, I don't like a bone in your body. That live that you did in the dark was so despicable. It was so low. And I'm so glad that DMG reflected on it, because that was the live that made me turn the other way. You went under the lady's frock You disrespected her. You tore down her friends, her family, her kids. You did the most on that life. That life was the worst of all kind. And it showed me that inside of you was rotten. I don't care about your makeup, your false hair, your clothes. Inside of you was rotten. Rotten to the core. And it was impossible to respect you after that. It was impossible to like you after that. I tried. Honestly, I tried. Don't think for a second. I was all about enmity where you're concerned, you know. I tried. I tried to see the good. I tried to say, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to just look a little deeper. There were times when you did a little something them and I was like, she's actually funny. She's got a sense of humor. She's hilarious. I've seen some of your cakes and I'm like, that cake actually look banging, you know. That cake looks good, you know. And I'm like, why is this woman not much further than she is? She and I are the same age. Why is it that she's not much further? I am only now in my 40s learning how to bake. since observing DMG. Okay? I'm a hell of a cook. You give me any meat, I will turn that into something magical. Yes. Eh? Me soup them bad like yours. May I tell you that? I used to have a catering company, so I know. But I'm telling you now that I looked at your baking and I'm like, how this girl not sell off? She not supposed to be one of them that wear come on TV for show people how the thing do. How is it that this girl is still on a certain level? You understand? With all them skills that I'm seeing. Is your insides do it. Is your personality. It's who you are inside that it do it. Because you can't see somebody else shining and say, oh my God, this queen is amazing. You can't do it. The only people you can big up is people who you consider to be less than yourself. Why you don't admit that? The only people that you can big up are the people who you think are less than yourself. Don't you know that there are people out there who are like that? There are people out there who only can big up people who they can keep underneath them. They can only big up people who are underneath them. And unless they're underneath them, they can't big them up because you go pass them out. I will big you up even if you are far more amazing than me. Because I want to see you win. Because if one more of us get through the gate, that's another opportunity created for somebody else like me. If I see you doing amazingly, I will sing it from the mountaintops and feel no way about it, that it isn't me. Because if you succeed, I succeed, and that is where you lose because you don't understand how a team works. You don't understand it. You don't understand it. You think that for there to be a team, you have to be in charge of it. You think that for there to be a team, you have to be the name on everybody's lips. But you know what you don't realize? You missed your turn when you made certain poor decisions, and that's nobody else's fault but yours. And instead of doing your best to repair everything that you should have been doing and make it exceptionally good so that it can be your turn, you're out here trying to tear down somebody else's shine. It's very sad.
I'm sorry.
Well, Andy, I was Syria talk to me for. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad indeed. You see me, I say? Her mouth is filthy towards others. I couldn't support her. She's stagnant, stuck, still can't move. She can't bake. That's why I am not going to comment on her ability to bake, right? You know, one of the things that I don't do, graduates, I don't knock another person's hustle. I don't. It is a philosophy of mine. And I don't want any of my graduates to do that. If you have had her cakes and you don't like it, that's a different cup of tea. If you've not had her cakes, I don't think any of us are in a position who have not had the cakes to say that she can't bake. I am not in that position to say whether or not she can bake. I believe everybody has the ability to win. Everybody has the ability to do things that nobody else does. We all have unique talents and gifts, and it really is about building on them before they waste away. So if she has the ability to bake, good on her. If people who have bought her cakes think her cakes are delicious, good on them. Why not focus on that instead of focusing on the fact that somebody else over there who is baking how many thousands of miles away in a different country is getting all the support possible when it comes to her baked goods? Why busy critiquing that person's food, that person's baking, that person's charity, when you yourself has started charities from Wappy Kill Philip, from Adam was a boy? Huh? Why busy tear down somebody else's happenings when yours has never survived the test of time? This is the part. Pearl Tingle, me not forget you know. Pearl Tingle, me a string you up there for the whole of the life, yeah. You don't know, say me a Taurus. You don't know, say if you come over here, can disturb my spirit. I will ride you for the whole life. You stay there. You don't even know what you do. I sticking your name up there so that your name can stick down in a history as the one that felt that she could come over here, come disrespect bloggers and my life. You understand? That is what I am doing. So you stay right there, so Pearl Tingle. You think so because you retract your comment. We not gonna remember you, Pearl Tingle. We not gonna forget you, man. We not gonna forget you at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. Yeah. You're gonna stay right there like a Christmas light. Yes, right there in a HTK class. You're gonna sit down like a Christmas light. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She seemed to have extra strength for DMG. That live in the dark brought tears to my eyes. I mean, I tell you, how can you improve your skills when you're spending your time tearing down others? You can't, really. You're wasting your energy and you're wasting your efforts. And I don't want her to think that I'm actually tearing her down when it comes to her business. I'm not. I have told her repeatedly that she's a self-saboteur. She sabotages herself, okay? And she does that by busybodying with other people's business, by getting involved in other people's affairs. That is why it is that the woman is suffering and struggling, because instead of being focused, aggressive with her desire to excel in an industry that is highly competitive, because it is highly competitive. Baking is highly competitive. You may be baking specialist goods, but there are lots of bakers out there. And if people can't get a cake that is from Jamaica, them go and get a cake from a foreign baker. And it can be just as delicious, but just different. The only thing you are selling is you are selling reminiscence. You are selling tradition. You are selling something that connects to a culture, which makes it special. But where people can't get what they want, they will take the next best thing. So it is still competitive. All you had to do was develop yourself. All you had to do was to show people that you're above the mess. You did not need to come out here with that kind of diatribe live. Well, really and truly show your guts. Why did you feel the need to do it? And all those poor people who are on your page, believing everything that you throw at them, they believe. It's so sad. And that's because the history is all over the place. And even those who have the files don't have the files on public. So people can't revisit it. And that's one of the dangers of hiding your lives when you do it. Because when people come to do research, the research can't be found. You understand? They have to dig deeper. And people don't have time for that. So they take you at face value. And because you have the speaky spooky thing, you know how to manipulate and dance around people with your words. Hey, fellow bloggers, this is what I'm going to say to you, right? Education is a wonderful thing. It is. But never let people who claim that they're educated and they're not even lettered, but, claim that they're educated, run circles around you with words. Your instinct, your gut instinct is going to tell you whether or not they're fake. And you need to believe it. It's going to tell you whether or not these people mean you well, and you need to believe it. If it's one thing that people who don't go to school have over people who go to school, common sense and intuition that never steer on wrong. You hear what I said to you? So when somebody come and thinks that them are going to just use words to make themselves look as though they're perfect, don't believe it. See it for yourself. Don't allow people to use these words and then they come out here and be disrespectful to others and excuse it away with victimization. Kerry, exactly. Exactly, Kerry. They think that the ability to speak English means they're educated. That is not where education stops. That is, in fact, the first rung, the universal language. After that, it's all about application, your ability to analyze, evaluate, and compare. And for those of you who don't know Bloom's taxonomy, go research it. It will show you the different levels of education that exist and shows you what's at the very top. You hear? So don't think that somebody can retrieve English language. They are therefore educated. That's why I'm telling you, say, for stop skid and talk about, oh, you're too educated, HTK for tell, for cuss bad word. When I hear me say, move your ass. Because I know the power of the vernacular and I celebrate my Jamaican colorful words. Because sometimes when you really want to tell somebody something, no other word can do it other than move your ass. Yes. Don't get it twisted and confused. When you think that to be educated means that you cannot use colloquial language, you can. In fact, if any of my UE, my fellow UE graduates out here in humanities, any of you have ever been to Carolyn Cooper's lectures, uno put up uno hand in our class. Has any of you ever been to Dr. Carolyn Cooper's classes? When Dr. Carolyn Cooper do a whole lecture on pum pum power, any of you want to know about them something, right up this at the University of the West Indies? Some of them don't understand what intellect is all about. The ability to be intelligent is the ability to make use of all the facets of language. You should be able to be informal and formal in the correct context and situation. It really is about knowing how to handle yourself and to handle the dynamics of communication. You must be able to communicate with the masses right in a freedom language and go down in it, angle the triangle. And then you need to be able to elevate when it is necessary for you to have a discourse that only the intelligent will be able to communicate with. That is fully educated. So don't let nobody out here tell you that because somebody does not speak English, they are not wise. Don't let anybody tell you that because somebody speaks English, they are educated. It's a triangulating affair, and there's far more to it than that. Remember me tell you. Of course, Carolyn Cooper always does. Love, love, love Carolyn. Yes, trust me. Carolyn is amazing. She was one of my mentors when I was when I was an undergraduate student. She was one of my mentors. I traveled from the UK to Jamaica for placements where she helped me with research and stuff like that. I started off in her lectures before I got a scholarship and came to the UK. So I do know Carolyn quite well. All I can say is this, though, people. It's not about any of that. Because let me tell you something. I can be all of that and still be one of the wickedest person on this earth. And this is why I say, don't watch what I say, watch what I do. Don't watch what I say, watch what I do. Same for T-Girl. Don't watch what she says, watch what she does. And that applies to T-Girl supporters as well. Watch what she does, because talk is cheap. Pay attention to where she types. Pay attention to what she supports. And that will tell you who she is. Google her name. And I ain't talking about her past. I'm talking about her recent past. Stop letting people pull the wool over your eyes. Stop make people fool, you know. And try to play as though they're victims when they had a heavy hand to play in the path that they have today. Auntie D used to shout out T-Girl and ask people to go and support her, but that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough because she wanted to take down, she wanted to dethrone her. This is what I'm trying to say, Maureen. It was far more than her shouting her out, you know, because remember, you know, she thinks that she more established than the lady. She thinks that she read. She thinks that, listen, when she ready to give herself a glowing curriculum vitae, when she ready to talk about all of the things that she has done in this life, her resume not tall up like, oh, it tall up, you know. When she ready to tell people, say, oh, I used to interview that person. I was here, I was there. I was very much the person to go to when it came to the vlogs. When it came to when it came to the blogs, I used to write and this and that. I'm an accomplished. Nobody toots her horn more than herself. Okay, so when she ready for God on night, you can hear why she feel as though she should be the one on the top. She should be that one. So to have somebody who can't even say big words like Massachusetts or whatever the hell it says, because I can't say either. Yeah. When you have somebody who doesn't say those big words, how she can say it. When you have somebody who can't speak the way she can speak, and who can't wear a two-piece bathing suit. Yes. Getting all this love, all this accolade, all this big up, all this support, it irks her, it twists her to the core. It makes her feel as though, listen, I'm in torment. How dare she? I don't want her bigging me up. It must be the other way around. I need to dethrone her. And this is why God will forever work in DMG's favor. Because if that's the heart you have towards a lady, do you know how many blessings are on her head? Do you know how many people she's helped? Forget the ones who have fallen out by the wayside and have issues. I'm talking about how many she's helped. Do you know how many she's rescued? Do you know how many see a completely different path in life that's not the end and self-destruction? Do you know how many curses you heap on your head like coals when you go for that lady? And the same applies to the rest of you. Some of you are starting to wake up and realizing that it's not worth it. For those of you who are spiritual, trust and believe, you tip the scale against you. Because it's not just about her at this point. It's about those souls that have been rescued from destitution, that can actually remember and praise God because at one point they would have turned their back because they felt there was no hope. You don't understand when she says, don't you trouble Zion. You don't understand what it means. And now when you now realize that you are one of the big six, you try to tidy up yourself, claiming that you want to move on. Move on then. We don't need to hear about it. We honestly don't need to hear about it. And any of you little jiggy people are going to come out and talk about, oh, you shouldn't be involved and mind your business and you're too enough. Yeah, I feel with time for enough. Because when she did enough, Una never tell her say she too enough. Look at that whole thing that she go and type up. But she a do petition. That are never enough. Who went and made her charity auditor? Who went and made her Transparency Bureau out here? Who made her Federal Bureau of Investigation in Jamaica? That are never enough. All of us who have put in, if it's even a dime in Planka Shop, this is our business. A few affair. A few charity. A few people we are help. And a few people you want come stop them blessings. So trust and believe. If you come for it, we are there to put a ring fence around it and stop each and every one of you people from destroying something great. You shall not win. You shall not and shall never win. This will go down in history. And you cannot stop it. And that's the thing set. Big up on yourself, 748 of on the live. Listen to me now, man. I gotta relax on my body. I hang out with my husband and my kid. Me not spend the whole time prayer, so we don't know. And I even in bed time to rest the jar. So long me the prayer. Una like up the live, please and thanks. That is all I ask. Big up on yourself, everybody who did the super chats. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support of my channel. If you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Before I go, I'm going to quickly take a look at some of the comments that I may have missed. The only time people should be looking down on anyone is to help them up. Amen. It is what it is. How can you improve your skills when you spend your time trying to tear others down? You cannot. And I am not going to be revisiting Madam Tea Lady again unless she come with a Comcast problem. Other than that, no. And you know me, I go on a topic based on what's trending and what is going on at the moment. I don't go overboard with this, right? I think what needed to be said needed to be said. I think people needed to understand, why is it that HDK don't like this lady? Now you know why, okay? You know, DMG, you represent a lot more than you think. You represent every single dark-skinned, plus size, vulnerable, not accepted fully Jamaican that exists. It is bigger than you think. And this is why we will never, ever, ever, ever allow you to fail. So sometimes when you hear me come out here and me tell you off about something, remember what I said. I will never disrespect you. I'd rather go quiet. Big up on a nice, clean self. Thank you so much for the purple hearts. I appreciate you all, graduates. This is your girl, Hey Chicha K. Good night.